Hey, what's up? It's Betty Who, and I am hanging with Gallo, the guy you know.
What's up? It's Nick Gallo, the guy you know. I'm here with Betty Who. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm
Good.
But one thing I want to really talk about is, June 15th was a big day for you.
Yeah.
Dropped the new EP,
believe it, I
Betty
know.
Part 1. Yeah, how does it feel first?
It feels really crazy. I'm definitely, I can't believe it's out. I keep like forgetting that it happened. I do that with every release, though. I'm always like, oh, it's just out now. Like this feels so, because, I feel like in the old days, you went to a record store or, I remember there's always like the video of in like the early 2000s of the pop star going to like the Times Square to buy their first CD that was available. We don't really get that anymore. I'm sitting at home and it's midnight and I'm like, well, it's out, everybody. So I kind of always forget that it's out. But I do love it was really cool. Last night was our first show where we played a couple of the newer songs we haven't been able to play yet.
Okay.
Like Just Thought You Should Know is one of my favorite songs that I've ever done. I'm super psyched about it. And it was crazy. It came out like not even a week ago and all the people knew all the words to it. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. Yeah.
One of my favorite songs is Look Back.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I really love that song. And what? You will? Okay, sweet.
Oh, yeah.
What was your favorite song to create? And then what is your favorite song to perform so far? Because like you said, it's new material, so you're starting to perform.
I think my favorite song to make, I think actually my favorite song to write might have been Friend Like Me.
Okay.
Because it was so it was so kind of old school the way we did it. I grew up sort of as like a singer-songwriter. I just was in my bedroom with my guitar or piano, like writing sad songs basically. And that's essentially what Friend Like Me is. And it was nice to kind of I love the two guys that I wrote it with. They're both amazing writers. And so being in the room with them and being able to sort of feel like really open and vulnerable, which a lot of the time when you're first time writing with somebody, you don't get to be that way. And I really love the song. My favorite song to perform off of it, although, might be Taste. We've only done it twice, but it's like Look Back's a banger though, because we get to shake our butts a little bit and do our thing. So Look Back always goes over really well. But Taste is brand new, and the boys get to do like a Magic Mike moment, and that's like quite a spectacle, quite a spectacle. So it's pretty good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I know you wrapped up Party in the Valley tour in March because that was the second leg.
Yeah.
The first leg was last summer.
Yeah.
So how was that tour differ from your previous ones? Like, how did you enjoy it?
Party in the Valley tour definitely was like just a bigger show. For me, it was my first real tour with dancers, with a full light show that we put together very kind of specifically. There's a lot that went into making the show, and I kind of feel like it was the first, if you will, like representation of how I've always wanted to be represented on stage. How the show I've always wanted to do. I felt like it was the first time I got to do that. So, hopefully on the next tour, you're gonna get more. Yeah, exactly. It'll be bigger and better.
Yeah, and one thing I thought of, maybe last week, I was like, it would be dope if Betty did a collab with Iggy.
Oh,
because you are both Australian natives. Yeah, have you ever met her and talked to her and anything?
I don't think I've ever met her. I think I was actually at I was at the Billboard Women in Music Awards, and she was there looking fierce. She had like a big fur on. She was living her life. But I don't think we've ever talked about it. I'm not opposed to it by any means. Yeah, are you kidding? It would be fierce. Yeah.
And how does it feel though being independent? Because it's the way to go today. It's the new label.
So. Yeah, I think so. I've experienced a lot in a very short time. I feel like when you are in this business, you got to grow up quick a little bit, and you got to, figure out what you want and go for it and see what happens. So I think that definitely changed my perspective a lot. And so over the last kind of 5 years, I think when I finished with my deal with RCA, I was like, no hard feelings to anybody, no anything. This is really honestly just about me and what is best for me, and the place that I need to be right now is in charge of myself. Yeah, and especially for an artist like me, where I think I have this really sort of strange and amazing sort of like small cult like following of people who will sort of like, you know, show up to an AT&T store in Chicago to come see me perform for Pride Month. You know, it's like the best thing ever. And so I think I'm really just trying to do what's best for not only me but also my fans. And I think I know them better than most people do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, final question. You know, you have the EP out now, and I know you're supposed to come out with the second EP at the end of the year and the album next year.
Yeah.
So, like, would you want to tour? Like, do you want to tour this year, or would you like to tour until the album? Because I know that's, or in between, you can do both, I guess.
Yeah, I'll definitely be playing a couple shows for this fall and hanging out, but I'm really want to take time off to make the record and finish up the second EP, make the album. You know, I've been on the road. You know, I think I had a month for Christmas maybe, but I've been on the road since like March of last year. So it's been like almost a year and a half. I'm so grateful for it, and I feel like I've become such a better performer and I've learned so much, and I'm like so psyched about it, but I would love to like be in my own house for more than 4 days at a time, you know what I mean? And I also want to like make, you know, you got to keep the people wanting wanting more. If you're around too much, nobody will come see you. So I'm hoping to sort of like disappear for a little bit and come back probably with the album. Yeah.
I want to wish you all the best of luck. Kill it tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and it's Nick Gallo, Gallo the Guy You Know, here with Betty Who.